They had enormous possession in the first half, big penalty count. We've only got ourselves to blame for the discipline issues, and it's just one of those days.
You said you were a yard off the pace. I mean, how much is that down to the fact that a number of your players haven't had the opportunity to play since the autumn?
Yeah, well, that's the situation we're in. As we said before the game, we're just grateful for the opportunity to be able to play rugby. And maybe it wasn't the ideal preparation, but it is what it is, and we're going to be good enough to cope with that.
It is what it is, but they were the players you picked, weren't they? They were your starters and your finishers. Did you maybe get some of those wrong today?
Oh, look, everyone's a good selector after the game. I'm sure you're a good selector after the game.
Thanks. Russell Hargreaves will come to you next, please.
Eddie, I know that excuses are clearly far from on your mind and anybody's mind, but how much this fixture of all fixtures having no crowd was potentially a factor that might have just helped you maybe even at 8-6 to get over the line?
Oh, look, we can't look at any of those factors, Russell. We're not even considering that. As I said, we're grateful for the opportunity to play rugby. We're grateful to play a tough game against Scotland, and we're congratulations to Scotland. They were too good for us today.
It's obviously Italy next up, which I know is still a week away, but I guess at least an immediate chance to get back to Twickenham and try and atone for some of this.
Well, you don't never atone for a game like this. This stays with you for a long time. The most important thing is that we get together, we find a way to improve our performance, play like England does against Italy next week.
And I know a lot has obviously been said, rightly or wrongly, in the past about England's style of play. Is there an opportunity maybe to try and run that ball a bit more and just try and really go for teams if you can earn the right in a match?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Okay. No worries.
Will Kelleher will come to you.
Hi, Eddie. Can you talk to us about the performance of Owen Farrell today? How did you rate him?
Well, the first half, I think we had 25% possession. I haven't seen the second half stats, but I don't think it'd be much higher than that. We had no ball. So when you're playing 10 with no ball, it's difficult.
Ollie Lawrence struggled to get into the game. I think it took about an hour for him to have a carry. How difficult do you think he found it out there? And was the ball not finding him, or what was happening in that?
Well, I think I just gave the explanation. You've only got 25% possession. And some of that possession is probably deep in your own 22, which it was. Then if you've got numbers 10 to 15 on your back, it's very difficult to get the ball. And that was the case today. Look, that was a game that was probably goes back to a very traditional England-Scotland game. It was about set piece. It was about winning the small battles around the game line. It was about winning the ball in the air when it was kicked. And we got beaten in all of those areas. So the backs in those situations become almost secondary, unfortunately. And that's the way the game is.
Are you concerned about the lack of fluency in attack at the moment? I think this is the fewest amount of points England have scored in a championship game since the 80s.
So, Will, I think I just answered that, mate. Do you want me to go over the stats again?
Oh, just more about the theme of the attack over the last few.
Do you want me to go over the stats again? I'm happy to.
Yeah, please do if you'd like to.
Yeah, well, I think we had in the first half, we had 25% possession. In the second half, I don't think we had much more. So when you got that, it's very difficult to attack.
Thanks. Duncan, we'll come to you next, please.
Hi, Eddie. I imagine it's a very disappointed changing room. What was your message to the players after, and how difficult is it going to be to pick them up after a defeat like this?
Oh, we just had one of those days, mate. Unfortunately, it wasn't good. As I said to them, I didn't get preparation right. We didn't play well enough. So when we don't play well enough, it's the responsibility of the coach. And so we'll start working on the Italy preparation from tomorrow. We've got to put this game behind us and get on with it.
Great. If we haven't got any further questions. Okay, we'll leave the live section there. Thank you very much.
Just need to keep an eye on the waiting room.
Yeah, no problem. Sounds okay, yeah? Hi everyone, we have Owen Farrell now. Again, if you would like to ask a question, please raise your virtual hand. Neil, we will come to you first. Neil Squires.
Hi, Owen. How difficult was it in practice to play, having an international, having not played any rugby for 2 months?
It wasn't difficult to play, no. Obviously, it was a tough game, and Scotland played well, and it was hard to get into. But in terms of difficult to play, no, I don't feel like that.
And it wasn't a factor then for the Saracens lads in the performances.
Well, obviously we're a part of it, but it's a team thing.
And what was your overall view of the team performance, Owen?
Not good enough today, but as I said, full credit to Scotland. I thought they played well. They put us under a lot of pressure early on. Managed to get in front, and it was hard to get into the game. They kept us in our own half quite a bit.
Thank you.
Thanks. Russell Hargreaves will come to you next, please.
Owen, commiserations on the defeat. Eddie's just said that kind of loss, unfortunately, stays with you given the game. How hard will it be for you as skipper to hopefully really raise everybody and try and get back to the standards that you're used to?
I don't. Obviously, it's very disappointing to come out this side of the result. But I don't think it's difficult to galvanise this team. I think this should light a fire in us. This should light a fire in us going forward into the rest of the tournament, and not just wait to see what happens. Make it happen. And I'm sure most of the boys feel the same.
And it is difficult, as we've seen, isn't it, to try and make it happen and force the issue when in a game like this you're getting so little ball, about a quarter of it. Again, I don't know, perhaps in training over the week, what hopefully you can try and do to try and wrestle back some of that initiative in a game.
Yeah, I mean, look, I said this outside just now. It's not. You can look at single aspects of the game, but they're all joined up. They're all together. You look at every aspect of the game, and it all equal to a good performance, not one or two bits. So obviously you get the ball back when you do other things well. You get to attack when you defend well, when you're disciplined, and vice versa. So we'll obviously look at the game and see where we could have improved. There's some pretty obvious ones, and we'll look forward to doing that.
And just finally from me, Owen, it's obviously Scotland's night as well, isn't it? After a historic win after 38 years to win here, what did you make of them? And I guess what did you make of Finn Russell in your opposing 10 shirt today as well?
I thought they played very well. Obviously, Finn's a big part of that. I thought they, as I said, they had a lot of momentum early on, and then after that, they were difficult to play against.
Thank you.
Thanks. Will Kelleher will come to you, please.
Hi, Owen. How frustrated were you that the attack didn't click so much as it has done in the past? And what do you think is the key to that at the moment? Why is it not quite working as you want?
Just explain that it's all together. I've just said that the whole performance is the main thing, and whether it's attack, defence, discipline, set piece, first phase, anything, they all take the part in the performance. And obviously our performance was as good as we'd liked it to be today.
You've got a hell of a lot of talented ball players and playmakers and strike runners in that team. Why did you not manage to get them the ball as much as you would have liked today?
A number of factors, obviously. We had a lot of ball in our own half. We didn't have much ball, and that comes into it. I'm sure we could have done. We're sure we could have done most things better today. But as I said, there's two teams that are involved in that, and Scotland played well.
You said this is going to light a fire underneath you.
Sorry, Will, we're just really tight on time and Scotland are waiting. I'll finish up with Alex Lowe. Thanks very much.
Hello, Owen. It's just a question on the discipline side of it. I appreciate everything's linked, but Eddie said that's the one thing that you really can only you accept the blame for that. When you're out there and the pressure's on, how hard is it to change that narrative? And what were you trying to say to the players when you were continuing to be warned by the ref?
No, sometimes it's almost like you're trying too hard. It wasn't like there wasn't a theme of the penalties that were constant, that were all the same. There was a lot of different individual ones. So obviously we'll have to see what we can do. We can all do better and try and improve ourselves, which in turn improves the team, obviously. But obviously it comes from being under pressure as well. But we've got to be able to cope with that and not have to try too hard.
And I think Will was just going to ask.
That's not the best way of putting it, but
no, I get it. I think Will was about to ask a question about your comment about it will light a fire in the team. What would you say to the players tonight and in the week? How do you expect that to manifest itself?
No, just about staying together. Just about making it happen, not waiting for someone grabbing hold of it ourselves. And using the feeling that we've got now in the change room and that we've got from this game, and making sure that we use it to our advantage and look forward to putting it out there on the field next time we get a chance.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. We'll leave that there. Thank you.